So let us now discuss all about the elixirs. So elixirs are defined as a clear, sweetened, aromatic, hydroalcoholic liquids intended for oral use. So when we say hydroalcoholic liquids, these are solutions wherein the solvent is a mixture of either alcohol and water. So compared to syrups, elixirs are less sweet and less viscous or sticky. So which means that this may contain less or no sucrose at all. There are actually two types of elixirs. The first one is the non-medicated elixirs, and the second one is the medicated elixirs, which we are going to discuss later one by one. Primarily, the main ingredients of elixirs are ethyl alcohol, water, glycerin, flavoring agents, and coloring agents. So propylene glycol is also used as a substitute for both glycerin and ethanol. Moreover, some sweeteners is also used for the elixirs. So elixirs are always sweetened but rarely contain sucrose. So as what I have said a while ago, it may contain less or no sucrose at all. So this is because sucrose makes the solution much more viscous or thick. So if maging viscous or thick ang solution, this is not an elixir anymore. This is not an undesirable property for an elixir. We will now discuss the two types of the elixirs, which are the non-medicated elixirs and the medicated elixirs. So the first one is the non-medicated elixirs. So non-medicated elixirs does not contain medicaments or medicinal agents. These only contain alcohol, sweetening agents, and coloring agents. These are also self-preserving, and this is all used as a flavoring vehicles or as a diluent only. On the other hand, medicated elixirs contain medicaments or medicinal agents. This is used as a therapeutic action and often comes with other excipients such as preservatives. So, an example pala of non-medicated elixirs are aromatic elixir (USP) and isoalcoholic elixir (NF). Sa medicated elixirs naman, an example of this is the antihistamine elixirs. So these antihistamine elixirs are used in the symptomatic relief of the allergies for allergies. These are the following, that is an example of the antihistamine elixir. So first one is the phenobarbital elixir and the other one is the theophylline elixir. So the phenobarbital elixir is a drug, specifically a non-selective central nervous system depressant that is used for people that have a difficulty in sleeping. The theophylline elixir, on the other hand, is used to prevent and to treat symptoms and blockage of airways due to the asthma or other lung diseases such as the emphysema and the bronchitis. So this is the formulation for some medicated elixirs, specifically the phenobarbital elixir, which is an antihistamine elixir. So it is composed of phenobarbital, orange oil, propylene glycol, alcohol, sorbitol solution, color, and purified water to make 1000 ml of this. So we are now going to discuss the method of preparation or the preparation of the elixirs. First and foremost, elixirs are often prepared by the simple dissolution with agitation, meaning it involves a dissolving of solute to the solvents. The second process would be the ingredients are being dissolved in their respective solvents. So meaning alcohol-soluble components are being dissolved in alcohol, meanwhile the water-soluble components are being dissolved in water. So both the alcohol and water are dissolved separately to maintain the optimum alcohol strength and to avoid separation of alcohol-soluble ingredients. Aqueous solution is added to the alcoholic solution. So minimal separation of alcohol-soluble components will occur. After that, mixture is made up to the volume by the specific solvent or the vehicle. At this stage, product may not be clear due to the separation of the flavoring agents or other components. Therefore, talc is being added in order to remove or to absorb the excess oils in the solution. After that, we will now filter the elixir to get the clear product. To end up the topic all about the elixirs, we all know that all of the drugs have their disadvantages and advantages. So as for the elixir, the advantages of this is it is a taste masker. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin alam or hindi natin malalasahan yung tunay na lasa ng gamot. Another advantage of this it is self-preservative. So, for the disadvantages of this may cause addiction, especially if hindi natin na-control yung pag-take natin nito. This may also cause sedation or dizziness towards kung sino man ang iinom. And lastly, large amount of alcohol na na-use or na-take will cause burning sensation to the tongue. We are now going to discuss all about the tinctures. So, tinctures are medicines that are alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solution of non-volatile drug which is prepared from the vegetable and chemical origins. So, commonly, tinctures contain about 15 to 80% of alcohol. They are mostly used as internally or topically. The variations of official tinctures depends on the following. First is the method of preparation. Second one is the strength of their active constituent or the active ingredient. The third one is for the alcohol content. And lastly, for the intended use in medicine or in pharmacy. When tinctures are prepared from chemical substances such as the iodine tincture and thimerosal tincture, these tinctures are prepared by simple solution of the chemical agent in the solvent. So, diba we have discussed a while ago all about the variations of official tinctures. So now we are going to discuss this one by one. So first is as to the method of preparation. Tinctures are prepared by simple solution or by extraction. So when we say simple solution, these are prepared from chemical substances. An example of this is the iodine, thimerosal. Iodine is the best example for the simple solution. It is used as an antiseptic for it stops or inhibits the growth of microorganisms in the wound. The next method of preparation of tinctures is by the process of extraction, which is either by maceration or percolation, which we are going to discuss later. So an example of this is the compound cardamom tincture. We are now going to discuss the two types of preparations in the extraction method. So the first one is the maceration. Maceration comes from the Latin word macicare, meaning to soak. So an example of this is the compound benzoin tinctures and the sweet orange peel tinctures. So compound benzoin tinctures is a medicine applied to the skin before applying such as adhesive bandages. So it is applied to the skin in order to protect the skin from allergy to the adhesive and will make the tape adhere much more longer. So other than that, it is also used as an oral mucosal protectant such as for the mga singaw. Another method for the extraction method is the percolation method. So this is a process wherein a liquid is slowly passing through a filter. So an example of this is the belladonna tincture and the vanilla tincture. So we are now done to the methods of preparations for the tinctures. Now we are going to discuss the intended use in pharmacy and medicine of the tinctures. So tinctures is also divided, the same as true with the elixirs. It is divided by the medicated tinctures and the non-medicated tinctures. So for the medicated tinctures, this is divided again by two, the oral tinctures and the topical tinctures. So oral tincture, from its name, this is taken orally. So an example of this is the paregoric tincture, which is also named or called as camphorated opium tincture, and its use is for the anti-peristalsis. So another example is the belladonna tincture, which is used as anticholinergic. The last type for the medicated tinctures is the topical tinctures. So the topical tinctures are prepared by solution. However, this can cause a stinging sensation when it is applied to abraded or the broken skin. So we must be careful in applying this in our skin. An example of this are compound benzoin tincture, which is used as a topical protectant or to prevent or to treat any rashes or other minor skin irritations. Another example is the iodine tincture, which is used as a germicide or the substance which can cause to kill the germs. So lastly, an example of this another is the thimerosal, or yun nga, it is used as an antiseptic which can help to prevent the growth of microorganisms in the skin. We are now going to discuss naman the non-medicated tinctures. So, these are the tinctures that is used as a flavoring agents, meaning they do not have a therapeutic action towards our body. As ano lang sila, flavoring agents. So, an example of this is the vanilla tincture, sweet orange peel tincture, and the tolu balsam tincture. As for the alcohol content of the tinctures, it must contain the approximate range, which is about 15% to 80% of the alcohol. An example of these are the opium tincture, which is about 17 to 21%, compound benzoin tincture about 74% to 80%, iodine tincture, which is about 44% to 50%, and lastly, thimerosal tincture, which is about 50%. As to the strength of their active ingredient, we have three. It is classified into three. First one is the tincture potent drug. So its percent is about 10%. And an example of this is the belladonna tincture. The second one is the tinctures prepared from non-potent drugs. It is about 20% in strength. And its example is the tolu balsam tincture. Lastly is the tinctures prepared from undried fresh fruit peel. So its percent is about 50%, and an example of this is the sweet orange peel tincture. Lastly, the disadvantages of the tinctures is they have the unpleasant tasting, so they are becoming a thing of a past already. Parang hindi na siya ginagamit ngayon because of its bad taste. So, imbes na oral tinctures, ginawa na lang most people use nowadays is the topical tinctures. So another disadvantages is that physician will prefer single drug instead of preparation from plants, kasi if mag-prepare ka pa from plants, parang mas mahihirapan ka since madaming process ang kailangan mong gawin. And lastly, tinctures have a high alcohol content which can cause inflammation. That is the informations all about the tinctures. So now we are going to define or to identify the other solution preparations such as the douche, retention enemas, evacuation enemas, topical oral solutions, and nasal preparations. So this involves the use of a water or any medical solution to clean or to wash the inside part of our body. So the retention enemas on the other hand is the one we use in order to soak the stool para mapadali yung passage nito from our body. And the evacuation enemas is used to stimulate the stool evacuation. So for the topical oral solutions, as what we have known, this is taken orally. And the nasal preparations these are the products that is applied in our nose in order to treat any conditions of our nose. Next, we have the miscellaneous solutions. So, miscellaneous solutions are solutions or antibiotics which are only available in their class, meaning that they are unique in their action and not comparable to other antibiotics. So, this involves aromatic waters, spirits, colloids, honeys, and mucilages. So, aromatic waters are primarily used in perfuming and flavoring the formulation. For the spirits, it is used to prevent or to treat the fainting of the patient. Sa colloids naman, this is used in the cementing the dressing or sealing of the wounds. And for the honeys, it is used as an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. And lastly, mucilagus. This is used in medicines as it relieves irritations of mucous membranes by forming a protective film. So this has also beneficial effect on burns, wounds, ulcers, and external and internal inflammations.